Okay, you are all welcome. Bauchi House of Assembly and Edo House of Assembly imbroglio. In the process, I want to refocus the public through the media on what the issues are. And as one common issue for both Bauchi and Edo is about the proper inauguration of the houses of assembly in both states. Every other issue or story around it are just as unimportant to us as anything else. In Bauchi, we all saw what happened. A 31-member House of Assembly, and just a few number, about 11 members, hurriedly gathered themselves and purportedly inaugurated the House of Assembly. That is taking us back 5, 6, 7 years, where Nigeria has passed that stage. In Edo also, you have a situation where you have 9 members, some of them in short knicker, because they were hurriedly put together and purportedly claimed to have inaugurated the House of Assembly and actually even put in place leadership structure to run the House of Assembly when you have 24 members who are legitimate members of the legislature in the state. And the media has actually not focused on what the issues are. The media has allowed itself to be led away from the issue. And now we are talking about somebody versus somebody in Edo, in Bauchi. It's so good for us that this is not just about a PDP state. We also have our own state involved. So that means we use the same standard. It's the kind of standard we want to apply everywhere. Whether it is a PDP state, whether it's an APC state, as a party, we have demonstrated that we want to focus on what the best practices are. In this case, the rule of law has to be followed. And we have demonstrated that even as a party at the national level. You had just a few weeks ago, the same thing happened at the National Assembly. All this party did for over 2 months after we have won election was to work within our own party to ensure we get what we want at the National Assembly. We didn't do anything to go to the National Assembly to go and compromise the system or compromise the process. All we did was to get our members to rally behind our candidates. And we got to the National Assembly, we also realized that even though we had objection to them using a forged house rule, which called for secret ballots, which is contrary to what we had in the proper house rule, which recommends open ballot. We still subjected ourselves to that, and nobody can fault the process. What happened at the National Assembly was transparent. The people who were elected got elected through the process by following the rules to the letter. So as a ruling party, we have demonstrated that we are not going to be involved in impunity. And we have shown that Nigeria has left the bus station of impunity. And that we have moved some 6-7 years away from that. So I feel ashamed as a member of APC, to be frank, that a state where APC is running the government, we have an APC governor in Edo State. I'm ashamed to say that an APC state is involved in this kind of impunity. It is not something that sits well with most members of this party, because that's not the kind of reputation we want to have. We would have conveniently deal with Bauchi, because Bauchi is a PDP state, and whatever is going on there is not strange. That is what has been the practice under PDP, even though we are not going to allow it any longer in this country, no matter what party is ruling, including an APC state. This is the issue. It is not about somebody claiming that it's not been allowed to govern. I don't understand what exactly that is supposed to mean, that you want to construct road and they did not allow you to construct road, or you want to build hospital and they say you shouldn't build hospital, or you want to build schools, or you want to make life comfortable for your people and somebody is stopping you. Is there such a situation in Edo? That is the only time anybody can say I'm not being allowed to be governor. But when you say because I'm not allowed to carry through impunity, then I'm not allowed to govern, that sounds more like PDP states. And it's not something that we are comfortable with as members of APC. So irrespective of what party is involved in this, as a party, we would not allow it. Proper things must be done in Bauchi, proper things must be done in Edo, nothing more. Okay. In respect of what is going on in Bauchi and Edo State, that's not the issue. And whatever they are saying is their personal opinion. This issue has nothing to do with the national chairman, for God's sake. Oh, you mean he went to Bauchi?
No, I didn't mention Bauchi. I said Edo.
Yeah, I'm taking it together. That he went to Bauchi because the same thing is happening in Bauchi and Edo. So who is responsible for the one in Bauchi? Can we just address the issue and not allow people who are looking for a way to take us away from the issue to mislead us? You can blame anybody, but the issue is there was supposed to be a proper proclamation of the the House of Assembly in Bauchi and Edo, and in both cases, what happened have fallen short of the expectation. And so, do the right thing. You can deal with whoever you think is your problem. That is a different issue. Our only concern here is wherever, Edo, Bauchi, anywhere else, rule of law must guide whatever we do. Enough of impunity in this country. And we will not take it. And the question as to what we are going to do as a party, the law has stipulated what should happen. What should happen is the National Assembly is clearly empowered in a situation where it is clear that a particular House of Assembly is incapable of conducting its business. The law is clear on what should be done. And we are glad to know that the respective chambers are already doing what they need to do. So every other thing, accusation, godfather, godson, godmother, is irrelevant to this issue. The issue is simple. Did you do it the right way? If you didn't, go and do the right thing. No any other thing can happen in this country that will permit anybody to break the law and then look for an excuse. If you have broken the law, then go and amend it. It's as simple as that. And the fact that the level of culpability of the national chairman in ensuring that other members were not allowed to enter the House of Assembly, or how? It is convenient for people to want to turn it to Oshiomhole versus Obaseki. If you are able to do that in Edo, okay, so what would you say in Bauchi? Bala versus who? See, in both cases, it is Obaseki versus the rule of law. It is Bala versus the rule of law. To try to put any other person where you should put the rule of law is to work hand in glove with people who are breaking the laws. So it's as simple as that. So, and that's why I'm calling out the media. that we should not allow ourselves to be fuddled by these people who try to bring up issues that are irrelevant to the discourse. It is clear there's a procedure for you to inaugurate the House of Assembly. Did you do the right thing? Bring up your argument strictly on this issue. I'm the leader in the neighborhood, and then you stole a goat, and they say you have stolen a goat, and you say because they do not allow you to be proper leader in that neighborhood, that's why you stole a goat. Is that an excuse? That you are not a governor simply because of what? So it's by allowing you to carry out impunity that you will feel you are governor. I suppose it should feel more, as governor, if he is able to better the lives of the people of Edo State. See, let me say clearly, it is the same Oshiomhole who has told the people of Edo State that they should have no respect for Godfather. So if the issue is about Obaseki now wanting to be Godfather, then unfortunately the people of Edo have stated power. They understand the power they have got. They won't allow anybody to be their Godfather. And that's why they have elected people who will represent them in the House of Assembly. And they are saying, allow these people to function. And that's what democracy asks of us. So anything short of that, it's just not the issue. Are supposed to do in a situation like this. It is not to pronounce guilt or to declare anybody innocent. It is to ask that question which the law has empowered them to ask. Is this House of Assembly capable of conducting its business without any problem or challenge? If the answer is no, then they are empowered to take further actions. That's all the law says. So, I repeat that there should be no attempt to divert attention. This issue is strictly the rule of law. And I think the media should champion the rule of law. And if the media will champion the rule of law, then the basic questions should be asked. And in the case of Bauchi and Edo, what are the questions? The question is, was there a proper proclamation by the governor over Bauchi, over Edo? Did they do that? If they didn't, then the whole country, championed by the media, should insist on that minimum. Every other issue, they can address it later. That's not our party issue. The internal politics of any state is not our issue. It is only when that becomes injurious to our interest, then we want to do and go there and ensure we do the right thing. But as at now, we are focused. We are not confused at all. And any attempt to confuse us, it can't work, because we are clear on what the issues are. The issue, as I have said repeatedly, is the House of Assembly. There's a procedure to inaugurate that. The president of this country followed that procedure to inaugurate the National Assembly. This party demonstrated what it takes to ensure that as the party with the majority in both chambers